Luke 22, and the festival of unleavened bread drew near, which is called Passover. And the chief priests and the scribes were seeking how to kill him, for they feared the people. And Shaitan entered into Yehuda, who was called Man from Kerioth, who was counted among the 12. And he went and spoke with the chief priests and captains, how he might deliver him up to them. And they were glad, and agreed to give him silver. And he promised, and was seeking an occasion to deliver him up to them, away from the crowds. And the time of unleavened bread approached, when the Passover had to be slaughtered. And he sent Kepha and Yehuchanan, saying, Go and prepare the Passover for us to eat. And they said to him, Where do you wish us to prepare? And he said to them, See, as you enter into the city, a man shall meet you carrying a jug of water. Follow him into the house he enters, and you shall say to Aduni of the house, The teacher says to you, Where is the guest room where I might eat the Passover with my Talmudim? And he shall show you a large, furnished upper room. Prepare it there. And going, they found it, as he had said to them, and they prepared the Passover. And when the hour had come, he sat down, and the 12 emissaries with him. And he said to them, With desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you before my suffering. For I say to you, I shall certainly not eat of it again until it is filled in the reign of Elohim. And taking the cup, giving thanks, he said, Take this and divide it among yourselves. For I say to you, I shall certainly not drink of the fruit of the vine until the reign of Yahuwah comes. And taking bread, giving thanks, he broke it and gave it to them, saying, This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. Likewise the cup also, after supper, saying, This cup is the renewed covenant in my blood, which is shed for you. But see, the hand of him delivering me up is with me on the table. For indeed the son of Adam goes, as it has been decreed, but woe to that man by whom he is delivered up. And they began to ask among themselves which of them it could be who was about to do this. And there also took place a dispute among them, as to which of them seemed to be greater. And he said to them, The kings of the Goyim rule over them, and those who control them are called workers of good. But not so with you, but let him who is greatest among you be as the youngest, and the leader as one who serves. For who is greater, the one who sits at the table, or the one who serves? Is it not the one who sits at the table? But I am in your midst as the one who serves. But you are those who have remained with me in my trials, and I covenant for you, as my Father covenanted for me, a reign, to eat and drink at my table in my reign, and to sit on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Yisrael. And Aduni said, Shimon, Shimon, see, Shaitan has asked for you to sift as wheat, but I have prayed for you, that your belief should not fail. And when you have turned, strengthen your brothers. And he said to him, Aduni, I am prepared to go with you, both to prison and to death. And he said, I say to you, Kepha, the rooster shall not crow at all today, until you have denied 3 times that you know me. And he said to them, When I sent you without purse and bag and sandals, did you lack any? And they said, None at all. And he said to them, But now let him who has a purse take it, likewise also a bag. And let him who has no sword sell his garment and buy one. For I say to you that what has been written has yet to be accomplished in me. And he was reckoned with lawless ones. For that which refers to me has an end too. And they said, Aduni, look, here are 2 swords. But he said to them, That is enough. And coming out, he went to the Mount of Olives, according to usage, and his Talmudim also followed him. And coming to the place, he said to them, Pray that you do not enter into trial. And he withdrew from them about a stone's throw, and falling on his knees, he was praying, saying, Father, if it be your choice, remove this cup from me, yet not my desire, but let yours be done. And there appeared a messenger from heaven to him, strengthening him. And being in agony, he was praying more earnestly, and his sweat became like great drops of blood falling down to the ground. And rising up from prayer, and coming to his Talmidim, he found them sleeping from exhaustion. And he said to them, Why do you sleep? Rise and pray, lest you enter into trial. And while he was still speaking, see, a multitude, and he, who was called Yehuda, one of the 12, was going before them, and came near to Yahusha to kiss him. And Yahusha said to him, Yehuda, do you deliver up the son of Adam with a kiss? And those around him, seeing what was about to take place, said to him, Aduni, shall we strike with the sword? And one of them struck the servant of the high priest, and cut off his right ear. But Yahusha answering said, Allow it this far. And touching his ear, he healed him. And Yahusha said to those who had come against him, the chief priests and captains of the Kodesh place, and the elders, Have you come out, as against a robber, with swords and clubs? While I was with you daily in the Kodesh place, you did not lay hands on me. But this is your hour, and the authority of darkness. And having seized him, they led him and brought him to the house of the high priest, and Kepha was following at a distance. And when they had lit a fire in the middle of the courtyard, and sat down together, Kepha sat among them. And a certain servant girl, seeing him as he sat by the fire, looked intently at him and said, And this one was with him. But he denied him, saying, Asha, I do not know him. And after a little while, another saw him and said, You are one of them too. But Kepha said, Man, I am not. And about an hour later, another insisted, saying, Truly, this one was with him too, for he is a Galilean too. But Kepha said, Man, I do not know what you are saying. And immediately, while he was still speaking, a cock crowed. And Aduni turned and looked at Kepha, and Kepha remembered the word of Aduni, how he had said to him, Before a cock crows, you shall deny me 3 times. And Kepha went out and wept bitterly, and the men who were holding Yahusha were mocking him, beating him. And having blindfolded him, they were stretching him on the face, and were asking him, saying, Prophesy, who is it that struck you? And they said to him much more, blaspheming. And when it became day, the elders of the people, both chief priests and scribes, came together, and they led him into their council, saying, If you are the Mashiach, say it to us. And he said to them, If I say it to you, you would not believe it at all. And if I asked you, you would not answer me at all. From now on, the son of Adam shall sit on the right hand of the power of Yahuwah. And they all said, Are you then the son of Elohim? And he said to them, You say that I am. And they said, Why do we need further witness? For we heard it ourselves from his mouth, the name Yahuwah.